This conference will now be recorded.
So guys, today what we are just going to, whatever the project we had developed yesterday, the 5 APIs, we are just going to integrate them today. Okay, by importing the project from the Anypoint platform to the Anypoint Studio, and we are just going to integrate them. So sorry for that, guys. Just call to Radhika. Actually, she was not picking the call. So, guys, whatever the project we had designed developed yesterday was, where we are just going to search it according to the destination parameter, that is the first API, whatever we had designed, to search it according to the destination parameter over here. And the second API is nothing but where we are just going to search it according to the ID parameter by using URI parameters. Whatever we had designed was according to the post method. Since we cannot change anything in this post, like in the internal database of millions of people, so we are just using this message over here. And message flight is deleted, but not really. This we are able to get it as our response. So, and the last one is put method, where we are just able to display the message as a response after updating anything in our data. So, how we are just going to display this data as a response. Let us deploy this project and just check the responses whether we are able to get it. And after that, we will import the project from the Anypoint platform to Anypoint Studio. Whatever the project we had designed in the Anypoint platform, that we are going to import it. And Ramohan and Sudhir, have you developed these 5 APIs yesterday, whatever we had created? Hello, Ramohan, Sudhir. Sudhir, have you developed these 5 APIs?
No, Mahesh. No, Mahesh. I didn't.
Okay, because this will be a continuation of the project, there may be issues. Okay, if you're not done yet. So yeah, since this is a continuation of the process, whatever we are doing today and tomorrow as well.
Okay, Mahesh, I will do this by tomorrow.
And Ramohan, are you done with it? So our project had been deployed over here, and we can move to the browser in order to check the response. Localhost colon. So here we are just going to request it accordingly. Localhost colon 8081 slash American is our end path, and the first API is where we are just going to search it according to the destination parameter. This is the first API, whatever we are requesting here. Okay, Ramon, no worries. So the second API is nothing but where we are just going to search it according to the ID parameter by using URI parameters. ID5, we are able to get it as our response. And the third API is nothing but like since all the APIs will be working fine. So what I will do is I just want to import the project from the Anypoint platform to Anypoint Studio, whatever we had designed. So under this Anypoint platform, I will just go for the import from Design Center option. So let me log into it. It will ask the login. So let me provide the credentials of the Anypoint platform here and sign into this account. So here I am just going to click on any of the project in order to import it. Whatever the projects we had designed. So here we had imported the project over here. The flights one project had been imported and the new mule configuration file had been generated. So based on the YAML file, whatever we are importing, the YAML file is persisting here. So based on the YAML file, whatever we are importing, it will generate the graphical interfaces over here. So here this is the YAML file, whatever we had designed, and based on them, the graphical interfaces had been formed over here. So here the graphical interfaces are nothing but this is an under the post method, whatever the under the post method, whatever the example response we had added here, that is persisting in this transform message connector, as you can check. Okay, in all the transform message connectors that is persisting, and this is an get by ID method. So under this get by ID method, since we are just calling the URI parameters by using this resource name, so here it is calling the URI ID parameter by using the URI parameters, and one of the transform message connector has been evolved over here. And in the last transform message connector, this is an example data, whatever we had configured there. And under this get method, whatever the example data we had configured, the two IDs, these were persisting over here. And under the delete method, for the delete method also, since we had used the URI parameters from the resource name in order to call the ID value dynamically, so the transform message connector had been evolved. And here this is the example response. Here under the put method as well, this put method also we are just calling it by using the URI parameters. And here flights updated but not really is the data which we are able to get it as our response. So here we are able to get all these 5 IDs over here. So here, if you remember, when we had deployed the project in the Anypoint Platform Design Center, and when we are calling it through by using the URL, we had just typed /console as our end path. Did you remember that? Ramu and Sudhir? We had typed /console. Then only we are able to get the response in a graphical way after deploying the project in the Anypoint platform. Did you remember it? Okay.
Yes, Mahesh.
So here, this API Kit console is the reason for it, because this API Kit console is a third-party tool which is used by the MuleSoft people. So let just a moment. Before that, let me check whether we are getting the HTTP request attributes or not. We are unable to get the HTTP request attributes. Let me do the tooling instance before explaining it. That is the reason it is throwing an exception. Whenever we are unable to get the HTTP request attributes here, that means we will be unable to fetch the values dynamically. So here, in order to get the HTTP request attributes, we just need to move for tooling, okay, under this Anypoint Studio, and restart instance, apply and close. So here it had not resolved the metadata. Let me refresh the data again. We just need the HTTP request attributes in order to get any of the values dynamically over here. Here, see, we just got the HTTP request attributes and the methods under them. So, again, it's gone. Okay. Yeah, we are able to get it. So now the transfer message connector will not throw any of the exception. Previously, it was throwing the issues when we are just double tapping on it. Now it will not throw any of the exceptions since we are able to call these values dynamically. Okay, that is what the reason why it was throwing the exception there. So here, by using the slash console as our response, okay, when we are using the slash console, it will execute this API Kit console. So this API Kit console is a third-party tool which is used by the millions of people in order to display the responses graphically. Actually, how it is displaying the responses graphically over here? It is displaying the responses graphically by using this REST API definition file. Here also it is picking the flights1.raml file, as you can see. So flights1.raml file, RAML file. Okay. So that is the file in which what it is picking. And here, whenever we are clicking, we are just typing slash console as our end path. If this, by using this API Kit console, we will be able to display the total data as our response in a graphical way. And where we are moving for the API Kit router. So after displaying the responses graphically, whenever we are clicking on the get method, post method, or any of the methods, since there is no HTTP listener connector here, how it will be able to call these APIs, how it is able to redirect. So it will be able to redirect to the particular API by using this API Kit router. So here this API Kit router is also picking the flights.raml file over here. So for example, let me deploy this project and show you. Let me save it and let me redeploy the project here. It is getting. Our project was failed over here, and why our project was failed over here? So here, whenever you are facing any of the exception here, you can check in the exceptions. Here it is saying a server with the port number 8081 already exists. So when we had imported the project from the Anypoint platform to the Anypoint Studio, here under the global elements, this flights one HTTP listener configuration is persisting here. Okay. So when we had developed our project yesterday, here this HTTP listener configuration file is persisting 8081. So if we are using two HTTP listener configurations with the same port number in a single project, both of them will be colliding with each other and it will display an error response. So if you change it to 8082 and click OK and save it, and here our project will be up and running over here. So our project was deployed over here. So if I just type /console as our end path now. So it is able to display the responses graphically for us. How it is able to display the responses graphically for us? Whenever we are requesting it according to /console as our end path, the API console will come into the execution path. Here is the /console as our end path, and the API console will be coming into the execution path. And here it is picking the RAML file, RML. So by using this RAML file, it is able to display the responses graphically. But whenever we are requesting it according to any of the method, so when we are requesting it, how it is able to send the request and get the response? Because we are not having any of the HTTP listener connectors or something. So whenever we are requesting it according to get method, it had moved to the API kit router. The API kit router is able to route to the particular API based on the REST definition file. Since the API kit router is also picking the flights1.raml file over here, so it is able to route to the particular API. And since we are requesting for the get method, so it will go to the get method particularly, and it is displaying this couple of IDs as our response over here. Okay, this is the use case of API Gate router over here. So how these graphical interfaces have been evolved and how we are calling them, what is the use case of API Gate console, what is the use case of API Gate router? Any doubts in it? So there, Ramahan, the explanation about the flights1.xml file, whatever it had generated graphically. Any doubts regarding it? Hello guys. No, okay. So here, if you're not having any doubts, now what we just need is whatever the APIs we had developed in the American WS5 project, okay, I just want this responses instead of the statical responses. Whenever I'm requesting it, I don't want these statical responses here. I just want the dynamical responses. Further, I don't want to drag and drop the select connector again instead of this transform message connectors, and I don't want to use them. So what I just want to do is I just want to call these flows, whatever we had developed here. So in order to find the names of these flows, I am just naming it as a get method, American WS get by ID method. I'm just renaming the flows just to identify them while we are calling. So instead of these example responses, I just want to get the dynamical responses over here. So instead of these flows, I just want to call the flows whatever we have developed here. So that is the reason why we are just changing the names of the flows. So this is an post flow. Over here. And delete. This is a delete flow. And the last one, whatever we had designed, is a put flow. So here we had configured the names of the flows. So what I just want is, in the place of this example responses, I just want those flows to be persisting here. So sorry. So I just want to delete this transfer message connector. There is a connector called flow reference. The flow reference connector, the name itself says that we are referring a flow here. So I'm just going to drag and drop the flow reference connector here. And here I am just calling the put flow. Since this is a put flow, I'm just calling the put flow over here and save it. So here, instead of that flow reference connector, this set payload connector and the logger connector were persisting there. Okay, so indirectly this flow is persisting there. And delete, and I'm just dragging in, dropping the transfer message connector. Okay, sorry. So here I just want to drag and drop the flow reference connector again, just deleting the example data, and I just want to call the delete flow here. And instead of this get, I just want to delete it, and I just want to call the get flow here. Indirectly in the place of this transform message connector, so we are just calling the get flow. So that means in the place of this flow reference connector, the total get flow is persisting here. Select transform message connector logger connectors for persisting there and they will be executed. So here we are just moving for the get by ID method and save it. And now the final one, the post method, we are just moving for it. Post method, save. So here indirectly in the place of this example data, these flows were persisting over here and I just want to save them. And our project is up and running over here. So here our project has been deployed over here, and if I reload it, let us check whether we are able to get the dynamical data as our response or not. If you are just calling the get method, so if I request for SFO, so here we are able to get the SFO data as our response. Only SFO. Try it and send it. Flights added, but not really. So we are able to get the dynamical data. Here, if you are requesting it according to fifth ID, so here we are unable to get the data as our response. We are getting the null payload over here. And why we are getting the null payload here? So here, whatever the YAML file we had designed it according to small ID. Okay. And how we had designed this flow? We had designed this flow according to the capital ID over here. So this is the reason why it is throwing an exception. Okay, and it is not picking the exact payload. If I just name it with the small ID, if I am just calling it with the small ID, so it will be able to resolve it. Our project had been, and if I am refreshing it again, so get by ID method, try it. If I am requesting it according to 10th ID now, we are able to get it as our response. If I am requesting it according to third ID, Third ID, we are able to get it as our response. And the delete method, try it, send the request, apply it's deleted but not really. Put method, try it, send it, apply it's updated but not really. So all the APIs, we are able to get them as our response now. So since we are just calling all these APIs just by using one single end path here by /console. So just by using this /console as our end path, we are able to call all these APIs as our response. So what is the use of this HTTP listener connectors here? So these HTTP listener connectors, there is no use of it. So in order to delete the HTTP listener configuration internally, we just need to go to the global elements and delete them and save. And after that, I just want to delete all the HTTP listener connectors. So I had deleted them since there is no use case of it. Since we are calling all these APIs just by using one end path. So we had successfully integrated these APIs. So if I request it again, get method, try it. If I am just requesting it for CLE, we are able to get the CLE data as our response here, as you can see. And post method, try it, send it, flights added but not really. Try it. If I am requesting for 8th ID, got the response. Delete method, try it, send it. Put method, try it, send it. So any doubts in it for anyone? Sudhir, Ramohan? Hello, Sudhir and Ramohan, any doubts?
Like a pipeline, right?
I did not get it.
This integration process is like. Hi, Mahesh.
Yes, yes, Sudhir.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Is it a pipeline, right?
Yes.
Like one after executing one process, other process.
Yes, yes, we had integrated them just by using one end path, by using the RAML. Since by using the RAML, our application will become lightweight, maintainable, and scalable. Okay, this is one other advantage of it.
Okay. Okay. Man.
So, are you able to understand it, Sudhir?
Yes, Mahesh. Yes, Mahesh.
Okay. So tomorrow, what we are just going to do is tomorrow we are just going to deploy the project and apply the policies. Okay.
Okay. Man.
And Ramohan, are you having any doubts in it? Ramohan? Hello, Ramohan? Hello, Ramohan?
I think his mic not working.
He is in another meeting. So Sudhir and Ramohan will meet tomorrow, and the session will be updated today. Like since there was technical issue yesterday was in the afternoon, I guess. So today the session will be updated within an hour. Okay.
Okay, nice.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye.